Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel, and to this video there's going to be a get ready with me trying some new products. I have products from Hallberg Cosmetics, from Vieve, that I'm super excited to be trying out. I also have some Colourpop brushes and a Colourpop palette that I'm going to try, and I'm super excited to be doing almost a full face. I do have foundation and concealer on already because I don't have anything new up that I've tried, so I'm just gonna save a little time, but I will link all the things that I have on my face down below in case you're interested. I hope you're as intrigued as me to be trying some of these things out. I am gonna hopefully transform myself into something glamorous because I feel like I deserve that today. And if you haven't been here before, my name is Angie. Hello, I am a lover of fashion and makeup, especially colorful makeup. Although I will say, today we're gonna play with a neutral palette, and I got so much reactions on me receiving this palette as PR, so I'm super excited to see what you think of it now that I use it. And if you want to see some more color on your timeline, maybe you want to see some brands, indie brands that you might not see on every other channel, and most of the time I do very colorful looks. Don't forget to subscribe because I am uploading every day until Christmas already, because I'm just on a roll. I love filming, I love editing, I love being on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe. There's gonna be a video tomorrow as well. Okay, like I said, I used some of the brushes from Colourpop already because I did receive this like brush roll. Like, it's a roll from Colourpop and it's got all the brushes here. And I have eye brushes and a highlighter, at least for me, a highlighter brush left here. This did have some face brushes as well, and I've used this one for all over powder. I'm gonna use this one for blush because I don't have blush on. I think I'm gonna put on blush after my highlight. I used this one, the F31. I used that for concealer. This was really nice for concealer. I used the F32. I used this for under eye powder. Really, so far, very impressed. And then I used the F29. I use this for bronzer. This is a very dense bronzer brush, so this is perfect if you have like a bronzer in a baked gelée formula and you need to be able to like pick it up better, or if you have a bronzer that's maybe one shade lighter than you prefer. A dense brush like this can pick up more pigment and you can get more of an intense payoff on your skin. This could also be a foundation brush for sure, but I like using a sponge for my foundation, the one that I'm having today, the Natasha Denona Foundation X. So therefore I use this for bronzer instead. So far I really like the brushes. The only thing that I think would be like a downfall is that they're beautiful and like light and like this like beige going to white, but it like gets very easily discolored for that reason. But so far, very impressed. We're gonna use the eye brushes as well. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in and do the eyebrows first, because I have some eyebrow products from Hallberg that I thought that we could try. You seem very interested in what I would think of these. I got this as a PR, so I thought that that could be fun. So let me zoom in and we can start. Okay, so the products that I have is the Infinity Power Brows Sketch and Sculpt Liquid Liner and Pencil. Super excited to be trying that. I got it in taupe and dark brown. I am gonna use the dark brown. I like a liner that's a bit darker, so I think I'm gonna do that because this is a brow pencil and a liquid brow pencil all in one. And then it is a Infinity Brow Gel and mascara. This one is a clear. I don't think I'm gonna use this one today because they did send me some that are like colored. Let me just show you what it looks like. It's just a clear like mascara like this, and you can use this as a mascara as well. And then it is the Infinity Power Brows Maximum Hold Tinted Gel in dark brown and taupe. I like having a brow gel that's one shade lighter than my brows, so I'm gonna use the taupe. And this is the one that has that little small spoolie brush, and I love that. So let's start with the dark brown brow pencil. These are available now. I will link them down below. So this looks like this, and it is one end that has a brow pencil, and then the other end it has like a liquid liner. So let me do, maybe there's not a spoolie on this one though. Let me get one, because I like using a spoolie in the beginning just to brush up my hairs, because I like doing more bushy brows. So let me see if I can, I'll put the autofocus on. And I'll just speed through this a bit. So I like having a high arch because I don't have any brow hairs up here. And this brow pencil is a little darker than I would usually use for this. And then I just fade it a bit towards the beginning and I elongate my brow here. Maybe not as dark on the other side. And then I'm gonna switch over. Let me put this one on. And I'm using the liquid pen. And I don't have any brows out here, but I would like to. So let me see if I can just... I don't do them symmetrically, and I don't do them equally long. I'm just drawing in a lot of brow hairs to make my brows look bushier than they actually are. And I don't want it to be too symmetrical because then I think it looks too fake, and I'm trying to make it look like my brows are actually like this. And I go upwards here as well because I like the look when it's bushy all the way out till the tip. But I know not everyone likes that, so that's gonna have to be like what you prefer. This pen is actually darker, so maybe I will try the taupe one as well, and I will let you know if I think that that one is dark enough for me, because this brow is slightly darker than I would go normally. So this is probably how I would leave it. And let me go in with this taupe brow gel. I like to apply it and brush it inwards. And then brush it inwards and upwards. Oh, see, you need to fill a bit here. Let me see if I can do that. Because I usually use brow powders and then a liquid pen. Okay, back with the gel, and I'm brushing it upwards and inwards. And I'm really trying to bush this front part a bit. I like how my brow looks, but it's too dark. So that is a good sign for me. That means that the taupe might actually be a good color for me. So I'm gonna try that out a bit more, and I'll come back to you in like a future video and let you know how I feel about it. But that's the difference. But you can tell that this is just slightly too dramatic because it's too dark towards my hair. So I will try the taupe one and I'll let you know in the future what I think about it. Okay, so this is the brows. They're very dramatic, but I mean the products are very nice quality, and I love the mix of a liquid and a pen style in the same product. But I'm gonna try the lighter color next time and see if I think that that is a better match for me. Usually brow products look lighter on the skin than they do like here. But I do think that this is actually quite accurate to what you're getting on the eyes. So that's always nice to know. I did get, I'm gonna show you this quickly. Just quickly, I did get this as well. The new Golden 20s. This is a palette that I'm not gonna be using today, but just so you know, I have it. Maybe I'll do something on, this is very, very neutral. Maybe I'll do something on Instagram, maybe like how to make it, so rude, how to make a palette like this a little more poppy, maybe something like that. It is very nude, but I will say it's also very pretty. It looks nice in the pan. I've not used it, I've not swatched it, but I could if you're interested. I'm thinking of maybe doing something for Instagram, because today we are going to use something else, but we are going to use the Till the End eyeshadow primer from Hallberg. This is supposed to help you with creasing and with longevity. It comes in a little tube like this. I haven't tried this either. Oh, it has a seal. That's nice to know. Let's take this off and let's... What kind of a brush do I want to use with this? Maybe this? Like the E24. Let me put some out. There goes one brush. Okay, this is white when it comes out of the packaging. Oh, okay. This is a clear primer. I can't remember the last time I used a clear primer. What is good with the clear primer is that a colored primer, while it will like make your canvas like a flat shaded canvas, It also will make your eye look more dramatic instantly. So a clear eye primer is perfect if you want to just do a like more, not a softer look, but not as a dramatic look. But I am doing a dramatic look today, but let's see how shadows work on top of this. It like feels like dry instantly, so this is gonna be interesting because I am gonna be using the be using the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox. Got a lot of very interesting comments when I showed that I got this as PR. A lot of people were super interested in seeing my take on this. A lot of people were not interested, but only interested in the brush roll. So by doing both, I'm hoping you'll be interested in seeing what I think. So far, the brushes are beautiful. I'm gonna start though with the Vieve product. I did buy these from Cult Beauty. I bought these myself. I bought the Vieve Nova Glow Highlighter. I bought one of the lipsticks, Modern Matte Lipsticks, and I bought one of the lip pencils, Modern Lip Definer. Should we start with the lip? I'm kind of interested. I'm super interested. Let me rephrase that. In trying these Vieve products, they look so nice. This is what the packaging looks like, and it is in bark. My nails are so atrocious. This like quarantine thing is not good when you're going to a nail salon, but that's the life we're living. So this is in bark. I will say it was kind of hard to pick a color. I thought all of them looked exactly the same on the website, like on Cult Beauty. This is slightly darker than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so this is slightly darker than anticipated, but it still looked really nice. It went on really nice. The lipstick I got in 9Ts. I thought the name of the shade was beautiful. I like the packaging. Although a lot of people said that this was too similar to the Tom Ford packaging. I never owned a Tom Ford lipstick. I will be honest, I never even touched one. This is like fall leather, like structured. What is this kind of a leather called? It's called a special kind of a leather you can get in bags, because it's the same leather on the highlighter. It's called something special and I can't remember. But it's the kind of leather that you get in really durable like designer bags. And like I said, 9Ts, same here. It's a slightly darker than I thought it was gonna be. I think this is faux leather though, because these lipsticks are PETA approved, and PETA is very picky about those things. So let me put this on. I have not been sleeping that good this week because it's been the launch of Shadowlands. If you play World of Warcraft, you know. So my lips are a bit dry. Same with my skin. My skin care. Listen, if you're playing video games until 6 in the morning, you're not doing your skincare routine. At least I'm not. So this week has been Shadowlands release, and I have been living for the new expansion. Let me know if you play. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been updating about it. I did get level 60 pretty fast, but I'm so excited to be wearing this new makeup. I'm gonna blur the line with the lip liner because it is slightly too dark for this lipstick. But this lipstick is beautiful. It goes on like a satin, but it feels like, it looks like a matte, but it feels like a cream. I'm gonna see if I can find maybe one of these brushes. Maybe this one. This teensy weensy one. This is a E29. Ooh. I'm gonna blur the line a bit. Oh my god, it's like this brush was made for this purpose. I feel like it blurred the line enough. I know I'm out of focus now, but I really love the color of the lipstick. The lip liner is slightly darker than I anticipated, but that's the life you get sometimes. I will say that maybe they can improve on that in the future to make it easier to pick your color in the like professionally taken photos. Or maybe it's like actually Cult Beauty's fault. I'm not entirely sure, but I did buy them from Cult Beauty. Let's do the highlighter. I bought the lightest shade basically because I thought that the shade looked not too icy, because I like a light highlighter, but I don't like an icy highlighter. So this, oh my god, this even has a sticker on it. Oh, how luxurious, to like protect the, can I get this off? To protect the logo. That's fancy. Fancy! So this is the same kind of a faux leather thing with the gold logo. It has a mirror on the inside that actually says Vieve here. And this is the shade Bijou, and this is the lightest of the shades. I think there are 3 or 4 shades, and this is the lightest one. It is a pale gold. Living for that. I'm actually going to use this one. This is a very flimsy brush, but this is a perfect highlighter brush. This is the F33. So I'm going to use that. Yeah, this seems like it picks up great. Yeah, that is a light highlighter, but it has a bit of warmth in it. That does look very pretty. I'm taking it down to the apples because I'm gonna take a little bit of blush on top. Maybe that is even too light for me, if I'm gonna be totally honest. It looks a little light. But that means that I could probably get away with a darker shade as well. I am having a little bit of self-tanner on. I would say I'm a light medium right now. I have a neutral / warm undertone. I'm not like super yellow, but I am far from pink or peach. So I definitely think that I could have gotten away with the second shade, which means that this is a perfect highlighter if you have a bit more of a fair undertone. But it looks great though. Just slightly too light, but I'm gonna put a bit of blush over, and I think that that's gonna solve the highlighter looking a bit too light. This brush was beautiful for highlighter though. I really like that. I'm actually gonna just use a bit of Slay All Day from Gerard setting spray. Just let that set a bit. I'm gonna use the Melt Lynx bronzer. It's like a nudie bronzer. I thought that if we're gonna go that route, we might as well just really go that route. I'm using this brush. I don't think that this is this could be a better like actually contour or a bronzer brush, but I'm just gonna use it for blush to see. This is the F30. Just gonna not pick up too much, but oh, actually this works really nice with blush as well, because it's really soft. And I'm just gonna put a bit of that Lynx on top of this to get a bit of color back. Do you see the difference? I do. It looks really nice. If you want your blush to be extra glowy, put your highlight under and then put your blush on top. This is a blush that has a bit of glow to it, but it's gonna make it look extra glowy and make your cheeks not look too icy. That looks really nice. Okay. I'm going over with the highlighter brush again to blur the edges where they meet. That's really nice. How's the eye primer looking? Nothing has happened. Like it hasn't creased or anything. That's really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna get into the palette now. Let me get rid of this packaging. Off you go. Off you go. So this is the palette. It is extremely nudie, but it's cool tone, and I kind of do approve of that. I wanted to use some of these shades, but I don't know if it will go with the lip color. Does that matter? Not really. So maybe we'll do that and then just deepen it up with some of that, because I really want to use this one. Is so fine, the lightest here. Okay, we'll do that, we'll do that. So I am gonna start with this one called Stone Age, and I'm gonna use Stone Age and Gravity Hill, these two up here. I'm gonna use that in my crease, and then I'm gonna deepen it up with Rock Bottom, which is the black. Okay, so I have the brushes here, and I think I'm gonna start with these two. They're like the fluffy ones. I'm gonna start with those, E22 and E23. Those are the two brushes I'm gonna use with these mattes. Now we're gonna see how the eye primer works, because I do know how Colourpop shadows work on my lid. Since this is not tacky, this could be the perfect eye primer to work with when you're doing those eyeshadows that sometimes tend to stick too much to like your primer, I do have a couple of formulas in mind. Let me see if the focus is correct. I'm just gonna scooch in a little bit more. Straight off the bat, I want to say that this is very easy to blend on this primer. It might not get that super intense pigmentation, like just straight off, but the blend is very easy on this primer. Now I'm going in with the shade that's just a tad darker, and I'm thinking like, is this really gonna make a difference at all? Because they are pretty similar. It is a little bit darker, I can see that. Okay, I have a couple brushes left here. What do I want to use? Like, there's nothing here that is a true, like, outer corner blending brush, because I feel like both of these are too, like, stiff. They're more like pencil brushes for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this one that is the E26. I'm gonna use the E26 and the E25 under my eyes. I think that's gonna be appropriate. And then I'm just gonna use one of my blending brushes, and I feel like this is always the one that's missing in brush sets, is like something that's fluffy but small when you want to use matte dark shadows. I always feel like the brushes are either too stiff, that's what she said, or they're just too big. So that's the one that I feel is missing in this brush set. But I mean, that's just my makeup aesthetics, but I'm just letting you know that those kind of like favorite brushes that I like to use, that is not included in this brush set according to me. I will say that when it comes to the mauves as well, I'm gonna use the black, but I'm using the black now, but you can see that this darkest mauve, it actually has glitter in it. So I'm using these two, but I think that they are very similar, and I think that this could have been a really dark mauve in like this kind of depth without glitter. That is what I feel like, a really dark cool tone berry mauve without being too warm. That's what could have made this palette even better for me. So I'm gonna use this one. This is a Hakahodo brush. I don't know what number it is because it has rubbed off because I use this so much. And I'm gonna use the matte black rock bottom, and I am gonna try and make this as dramatic as possible. So I'm starting to put it just out here in the outer corner and the outer like diagonal of the lid. You can see already the kind of drama that brings. And I'm just working in small circular motions, and I am gonna deepen this up. I will say I got some fallout and it immediately stuck to my under eyes. Like immediately. So I'm gonna use some powder under there because don't want that. Also, this concealer looks so heavy and creasy. Maybe I can just like, this survived my concealer declutter, but I really don't like this product. So I actually might declutter it after this video because I don't want to use this up. I just don't like it. It doesn't look good on me. So I might do that. So I'm just using a little bit of powder because usually blacks don't stain like that, but it could also be the concealer that is so thick and just is not drying down completely, which is also something I don't like because then it settles into lines and it makes everything look just so heavy and creasy. I'm cleaning off my brush, and then I'm taking that shade, the mauve one that I had, the darker of the two, and I'm blending the edges with that to smoothen the edges and also to not bring the black too high up. I think it's gonna end up being something like this that we have here going on. I'm gonna use a little bit under my eyes as well, but I'll do that after I brush up the powder. But yeah, I think that this kind of smokiness is what I'm aspiring to have. Okay, this is where I'm at right now. I will say this black, not my favorite black. It is a little bit splotchy. It was a little hard to blend. So it's pigmented, but it's not my absolute favorite black. It's a little challenging. Let's go with challenging. Where did I put that brush that I... Wait. Okay, I'm gonna use this E24, that like flat brush. And I'm gonna use the So Fine, which is that first color in the top corner, and I'm gonna spray this because I want it to be as like pigmented and opaque as possible. So I am gonna spray it. So I'm gonna put that. Ooh, that is pretty. So what I want to do is I want this to be super like dramatic. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna create a faux cut crease with this. You can do that with very foiled shades if you spray them. Sometimes you don't even need to spray them, and just a flat brush, and then you can just create a faux cut crease with your like brush without any concealer. So this is what she's looking like, and I think it's very dramatic and very like contrasty. I'm gonna use some colors. I'm actually gonna use one of these, like this one, the E27. It's like a fluffy pencil brush, and I'm gonna use the colors that I used in the crease, and I'm just gonna blend these together using that like mauve shade that I had in the crease. Either one of them, just pick one of them, and then going back with my black and the small brush and just creating a bit of a transition here so it doesn't go stark from black to this like almost frosty ballet pink. So it's like something in between. It usually helps a lot if you just put something in between that's like meeting these shades. Okay, so this is the finished look. I put on the iconic Luxe from House of Lashes. I really like them, especially when I'm doing like something that's a bit more cat eye shaped and something that's a bit more dramatic. These lashes are perfect for that. Okay, I loved the Vieve products. I really did. The lipstick, the highlighter, the lip liner. The lip liner was a bit darker than I was anticipating, but I'm not against buying a lighter color in the future. I really like how all of this is looking on my skin. I think it looks really, really good. Really like the brushes. Well, I have most of them here like in front of me. This I 100% recommend. I think it's really, really nice. I used almost all of these brushes today in this look, and I could find a use for most of them. There's a couple that I didn't use. Like there's one of these like, where is it? There's like one of these like eyeliner brushes, like this, like the slanted like flat eyeliner brushes. Those I don't really use at all, but I know a lot of other people do, so maybe that could be perfect for you. I miss only a small detail blending, like a soft blending brush for my darker colors in this set, but that is a very rare brush to find all over when it comes to brushes, so I'm not surprised that that wasn't included. I like the eye primer. I thought the eye primer was great. You can really see with the first shade how easy it was to blend. What I'm not 100% sure of is the palette. Hear me out. I think Colourpop has changed their formula. Colourpop used to be great. Not great for the price, but great. Like really great eyeshadows, like the Orange You a Lot, Orange You Glad? You know, the orange monochromatic palette, the Blue Moon, the It's My Pleasure, the Lilac You a Lot, the Good Sport, and even the red palette. I put a picture here, the red palette that came out last, it's a cool tone red palette that came out last autumn. Those palettes are great. Not great for the price, great. That something has changed. The formula is thinner, like the mattes are thinner. The black was very pigmented, but it was kind of hard to blend. It feels like it's missing some binders. It feels lighter and dustier and thinner, and the metallics are not as smooth and creamy as they used to be. They're pretty powdery. I tried to use a little bit of this one just to meet up at the mid of the lid, and all the eyeshadow just like fell off my face when I didn't spray it. So I don't know. It's not like I hate it. I don't hate it. I just feel like I want to see the manager. Like, what happened? What changed? Or am I the only one thinking that it changed, or did I change? Maybe I changed. Maybe I'm the one who changed. I like the look. I like how it came out. It is dramatic, it is pretty, it's beautiful, but it wasn't as easy to work with as I'm used to with the Colourpop formula. It wasn't as pigmented, as blendable, as buildable, as creamy. It's just, I don't know, something changed. And it's not only this one, it's also the Coral palette. I know I said this with the Coral palette, I felt like something had changed. I kind of like the pastel palettes. They were nice for, like, pastel pastels are usually a bit like thinner, so maybe that's why I didn't recognize them then, because for me, I like a dramatic look, so I usually always like mix that with other, but I didn't really have a problem with the pastel palette. The Garden palette, I like the mattes in that one, but the shimmers were a bit dry, and I didn't really think about it then, because I was like, oh, maybe it's just in this palette, because I used the Super Shock shadow either way when I did the look, and then I used the other shimmers later on, and I said the palette was okay, but just not my color scheme. But now looking back at it, I did reflect on the fact that the shimmers were a bit crumbly. And the shimmers are a bit crumbly. Am I the only one who's noticed this? Did they change the formula? I don't know. Did they change the formula? I haven't been trying that many eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop this year. It's been a crazy year. 2020 has not been the best year to shop from the States when you're living in Europe. So I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. I don't hate it. I could definitely work with it. I like the look, but it wasn't as easy as I'm used to. It's still nice. It's an okay palette. I wouldn't be like, if I bought this myself, I wouldn't be like, oh, spent my money on this trash. That's definitely not how I feel, but I'm not as impressed with this as I used to be with Colourpop, as I was with Colourpop 2019 and 2018. It's like decent, and you know I'm not the neutral color queen, so for me this is a bit out of my comfort zone, but it's still pretty dramatic. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think down below. Oh, and the brow products, I love the brow products. They're really nice. I'm just gonna try the lighter color next time, and I'm probably gonna use it a bit together with brow powders, because I personally love using brow powders, and I hope that they will expand this series and have brow powders in the future as well, because I think brow powders is the best way to make your brows look not natural, but like not as snatched. I'm not into the super Instagram brow. I want it to be a bit more wild and free in a way that my brows are not. Sorry for rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check back tomorrow. I'm having a live with my friend Annette. We are going live on Friday, Black Friday, and of course it is Thanksgiving today. Oh my god, I forgot to say, if you're living in US, happy Thanksgiving. I am not, so I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving, but tomorrow on Black Friday I'm gonna have a live with Annette. I will put up a reminder on my site if you want to go live with us and see what we are chatting about. Otherwise I will save it. On Saturday I'm having my blush, bronzer and face palette declutter, and on Sunday I'm back with a new makeup release. So I hope I will see you in the other videos this week as well. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I hope you're having an amazing Thursday or an amazing Thanksgiving depending on where you live. Bye!